Welcome back to the Britball YouTube channel. We are now on part 4 of our 32-part series for each NFL franchise. We are looking at the first 5 years worth, or the last 5 years worth of first-round picks for each franchise, and today is the last team of the AFC East before we move division. It is the worst team in the division, who have surprisingly had a very good draft record as of recently. It's the New York Jets.
Yeah. Same unofficial sponsors,
Same unofficial,
by the way.
yes. But although you have a habit of taking
Budweiser
your...
with no label.
Yeah, you have a habit of taking your labels off.
Right, first up.
2020, we have Mekhi Becton, the tackle out of Louisville. He was drafted 11th overall last year. He played 13 games despite some injury concerns, and he started right tackle all season. He's shown excellent ability in allowing the run game to develop when blocking. He's a huge presence at 6'7", which is the largest tackle in the draft class. However, his season did go up and down. He had a very good start to the season, and then he had a few injury concerns. He missed a couple games, he missed 3 games overall actually. He struggled with pass protection a little bit, and that was a concern going into the draft. So the Jets obviously knew this, but if you taking the fact that the Jets knew what they were getting with this player, you can't be shocked that he did not live up to the expectations that you wish he was the best, but obviously you can't. You knew there was a bad side to him, but apart from that, he's done very well. I'd say he's been easily the best O-lineman for the Jets this season. I'd say he did allow 7 sacks, which is a concern, which is pass protection, but he's very good at allowing the run game to develop with Frank Gore. Obviously, he's not going to get carried on this season, but he's got a high ceiling, and he's going to do very, very well with time.
Yeah, and I remember watching this guy week 1 against the Bills. He was bitching some of our players, like throwing them around. He's a big old boy, and against mediocre pass rush, he can look like a beast. So.
And this guy wasn't meant to fall as far. We had him going 4th overall to the Giants, I remember.
Yeah.
And the Giants... was it
Thomas.
Andrew Thomas, that's the one. So I think the Jets have got...
He's sandwiched in some 3 really good O-linemen.
Yeah, Tristan Wirfs, Jedrick Wills both did very well. Tristan Wirfs is a Super Bowl winner.
Good.
And Becton...
I remember getting confused with these 3 guys because their names just confusing.
This guy shouldn't have fallen as far as he has. I think the Giants have taken the wrong tackle, and the Jets have got a lot better tackle than they were expecting.
Yeah, well, I think he's just been the same.
Yeah,
he's expected to be a freak, and he's a freak. So
yeah.
Alright, Quinnen Williams. I like this guy.
I know you do.
Quinnen Williams. First off, he's a very happy guy. I remember the videos of him getting drafted. He's jumping up and down with Roger Goodell. And there's an interview where he sneezes.
Yeah, he sneezed.
Sneezes and then goes, "Oh, bless you, thank you," all to himself. And he has the braces, and he just looks like a big kid. But he's a big boy. He's throwing people around. He had a bit of a rocky first year with injury and not playing full games and yada, yada, yada. But year 2, he's really lived up to his potential. 8 sacks, which is 6th in the whole league. So, that year 2, to have that production already, that's a big leap. And when you dive into the advanced metrics, 1st in run stop win rate and 5th in pass rush win rate. That's a tongue twister. So, I mean, if you look at them stats, you'd think he's top 5 in the league.
I've got him down
could
top 5
argue that.
in the league. I've got him top 5 in the league, yeah.
So, pretty much a stud that they've drafted.
Yeah, I mean, the first season, he wasn't the best. He was far from it. He didn't live up to his potential. He played 13 games his first season. He was injured for 3 again. But his jump from 2019 to 2020, I've got him down again as a top 5 in his position. And they need to do with this man what they didn't do with Jamal Adams, and that is build a defense around him. Because Jamal Adams was your future, and we'll get on to later as to why you unfortunately never came to that. But this guy knows how to play ball. He's very, very good at he's just huge. He's got 4 passes deflected, 2 forced fumbles, 9.5 sacks. I think in his first season he got 2 sacks. In his second season he's got 7.5, or 8, and 83 combined tackles. So this guy is your future. He's an incredible guy, and he's a very humble guy, as we said in the draft video. You just need to keep him, and you need to tie him down to a long-term contract, which I didn't do with Jamal Adams.
Mm-hmm. And as you can see, he's already getting double teamed.
Oh yeah,
so he's a boy. Next up, Sammy D. Who's going to take the honours for this one?
I'll let you go first.
All right, Sam Darnold, the guy that sees ghosts every time he plays and just throws it to them. He's straight up bad, but I won't go too comical. I'll take this professionally. The second quarterback taken in the stat class that we mentioned last video, and I think it's been made pretty clear that the Jets made the wrong choice. Everyone was liking this pick at a time, hence the grade of an A, but really he's just regressed this year a lot. You could argue year 2 wasn't that bad, but year 3 has been awful. And more interceptions than more picks than touchdowns. And whenever you have that year 3, I think it's time to move off. And if you're getting benched by Joe Flacco in this day and age, I mean, forget his Super Bowl runs aside, he's average at best. And he's getting benched. So, what do you think?
I've got a list actually of the quarterbacks that were taken after Sam Darnold. So I've got Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson was taken, Josh Rosen was taken, Baker Mayfield was taken before him. So if you look at the ones that are taken after, Josh Allen, one of the league's best, Lamar Jackson, not as good but one of the league's best, Josh Rosen, bust, and then Baker Mayfield, not a first round pick but still better than Darnold, and then Darnold, E. He's 13-25 as a starter in 38 games played. He's got 45 TDs overall in his career and 39 picks with just under 60% conversion rate. He averages a quarterback rating of 78.6. I remember last season, not last season, sorry, the one before that, he came back in from an injury in a game against the Cowboys. I forget who was back up then. He came over to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys were doing actually quite well 2 seasons ago. And he turns the Jets around and they smacked the Cowboys, I remember, just all of them from a quarterback, Sam Darnold, coming back from injury. So he is talented. He's got talent there. He's just, he's not for the Jets. The Jets aren't going to get it out of him. Adam Gase didn't do him any favours. He's shocking. I don't think Robert Saleh is entirely convinced with him, especially with the GM coming out in recent days saying they will answer phone calls for Sam Darnold for him to be traded. He has got a big arm. He is athletic. But he's just not going to find it in New York, I don't think, especially after 3 seasons. Salah could take him on in year 4 and hopefully that his game turns it around, but he is a defensive coach. Adam Gase was apparently an offensive coach, even though he was not as good as that. I think he needs to get traded and just get a pick for him. You've got the second overall pick. You've got a choice: Justin Fields, Zach Wilson. Just get whoever you want. Get whoever Robert Saleh wants. Move on from this guy. Trade him to somewhere like Chicago or the 49ers if they want him. Hopefully it'll be best for the 2 parties, because the Jets will be better off without Darnold. I think the Darnold will be a lot better off without the Jets as well.
Yep. I'll let you take this one. Jamal Adams, stud.
2017. This guy was drafted out of LSU, 6th overall. He played 46 games overall in New York. He started them all. In 46 games, he got 2 interceptions, a touchdown, 25 passes defended, 6 forced fumbles, and 273 combined tackles in 3 seasons. He did request a trade in the end from the Jets in his time, but in his time in New York, because of how much he was traded for as well, you can't deny he was the focal point of that defense with an A+ as well. If you give him an A+, you've got to keep him at all costs. They didn't. They let him go. He's been incredible for the Seahawks as well, so he's been a big hit for the NFL. He was a Pro Bowler for New York Jets as well. I mean, he was supposed to be a dynasty in New York. It didn't work, but you can't deny that he had an incredible impact on that team.
Yeah, he's a great player. He has the all-time record for defensive back sacks, so he's obviously not bad.
Yeah.
He is quite weak in pass coverage, and in the playoffs, you could even see that against mediocre quarterback play against the Rams. And in the back end of last season, he did get lost quite a bit. I remember the game against the Bills. We were passing all over that secondary.
Of course, you remember it.
And of course I remember that. But we did score like 40 points. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, three-time Pro Bowler, very good player. And then he got traded for a good haul, to be fair.
Yeah,
2 firsts, a third, and a starting safety, who not even that bad. Bradley McDougald.
Or whatever he's called.
McDougald. I think that's how you pronounce it. So I think Seahawks paid a lot for that.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Jets are primed for a rebuild with all them picks.
A rebuild, hopefully, around Quinnen Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
Darren Lee, the stud.
I don't even know where to start with this guy, to be honest. Drafted out of Ohio State, 20th overall. He spent 3 seasons in New York. He played 40 games, started 36, 3 picks, 11 passes deflected, 2 forced fumbles, 241 combined tackles, and 11 QB hits. And he was, as of recently, part of the Bills practice squad. And you've told me he's now been cut, so he's now unemployed. I've got a little quote from his draft report. Actually, he said he had great and efficient routes to find the ball, very athletic, flexible, so you get around difficult angles quickly when there was hardly any space, agile enough to be a great linebacker. And then in his second year, he played 92% of snaps played, and in his third year, 72%. He dropped 20% in a year. I think he had struggled to adapt to the physicality of the NFL. I don't think he was ready for it. I think the stage was too big for him. Money was also an issue from what I remember.
He's got voided.
Yeah, he had off-the-field issues, and that obviously affects a lot in the NFL. We've seen players...
He's suspended quite a few times.
Yeah, we've had players drop in the draft just because of a couple of videos, like Laramie Tunsil, that we covered. So off-the-field issues matter a lot. He hasn't... If you're a first-round pick, out of hundreds and hundreds of players that are eligible for the draft, you're taking 20th overall and you're getting an F. If you're taking 20th overall of hundreds of players that have put themselves forward, you have to leave a mark. And this guy couldn't even leave a mark on the Bills practice squad.
Yeah.
So he's unemployed. He was picked. What was it? Wasn't now 5 years ago, and he's unemployed.
Yeah. If you're the 20th best player in the nation, and you're out of the league in year 5, you're an F. You're a bust. It don't matter. And that sums up the Jets' last 5 years.
It's a shame. It's a shame because before
actually had some hits.
Before 2016, Jamal Adams hit. Darnold, talented, but I miss. Quinnen Williams hit. Mekhi Becton hit, especially in the future. So 3 out of their 5, their past 3 years out of their past 5 years, they've actually done very, very well. Sam Darnold is good, but he's not the answer. He needs to move on. Jets and Darnold, just the sooner that relationship comes to an end, the better. Darren Lee was a bust, but especially Jamal Adams and Quinnen Williams, you've had a very, very good draft. Yet what did they finish last season? Was it 2-14 or 3-13? I forgot. One of the two. I
think it was 2.
I think they went 2-14.
Well, they hit on the first round picks a lot, but other bits of the draft, they're awful.
There's too many.
There's so many gaps in their team.
There's a lot of spaces in a roster, and you have to hit with more than just the first round. The first round is the guy you should put the most research into because he'll be the biggest impact, which they have had. But you have to build a team around Quinnen Williams, and he's the only good guy on that D line.
Yup.
Basically, you need to hit in the second round with someone who's just as good, if not better potentially. Second round picks, they do come out. Third round picks, Josh Norman was a 5th round pick, and look at what he did for Carolina. Cheeky little. I had to leave that one in there. I'm sorry, but you've got to hit in more areas than just the first round. So yeah, looking at the face of it, they've had a good draft past couple of years. But look into it.
They've got nothing to show for it.
They've got nothing to show for
They
it.
just whiff.
And they've got too many positions to address this season as well. I don't even know who started
Yeah.
them.
Well,
Quarterback,
thank God
corner.
they've got a lot of picks.
Yeah, quarterback, corner, running back, O-line, linebacker. They've got too many. But that was our video on the last 5 years worth of first round picks for the New York Jets.
Yeah. Next is the AFC North.
Next is the AFC North. Yeah. I don't know who we'll start with. Probably the Browns.
Yeah, I want to start with the Browns.
You want to? I know you want to dive into the, not attack them, but
No, I'm not going to attack them.
I know the Browns are the Browns. So
Yeah, the Browns are just fun to talk about.
yeah, they're a very weird franchise. But that wraps up the AFC East. So let us know what you think. The New York Jets, interesting franchise. Hits, misses, but first round picks you can't complain. They've done very well. I'm Ollie Vando, Britball YouTube channel. We'll see
Catch you next time.
in a bit.